All right, car talk day 3. I know I said that on day 2, but I counted the days wrong because there was an episode in the middle that I had to scrap because I just didn't get any good clips. And it's a lot of this is really dependent on how packed the gym is at the time. And a couple days before, I think it was the day before that I uploaded the second lift. I got some clips, and I was just like pissed off I couldn't use them. So I just edited them into a TikTok to promote the YouTube channel. So, but I posted a bunch of links for my YouTube channel not yesterday, 2 days ago. Whenever I was done with the second video, and overall, I'm really excited about the reception. Like everyone seems to. I mean, regardless of if you guys are actually going to watch in your own free time, everyone seems supported at least. So that's all I really care about. And these videos are mostly for me because I like even on my TikToks, that I still view that as for me because I'll go back and I'll see progress, and that's not even for other people to see because like I don't expect people to stalk a page to see my progress. That's just like I'm just posting what I'm proud of. And so yeah, whenever I found out that my friends might actually enjoy this content, I was pretty stoked. So day 3, another upper body day. I had a lower body day that I had in between, but I scrapped it because I was so tired I couldn't get any good clips. But yeah, I switched in and out a few workouts. I got a lot of good angles today, so yeah, I think that I may or may not go on some sort of run today. I went on a 4-mile run yesterday, and I tried out my new Camelback water backpack, and it was pretty dope. But yeah, I'm a lot more hydrated and well fed today, so I might be able to go a little further. But I'm also trying to focus more on the narration side of things, because at first it was getting video angles, and then I figured that out. And then I realized, hey, I need to have all these videos be landscape in order for it to format for YouTube correctly. So that was another issue. And then I figured that out, and now my main goal is to just work on my narration and figure stuff out, because in the future I may honestly end up getting like a Bluetooth mic, so I'm able to record the voice memos while I'm actually working out. That way I'm able to get a more accurate, narration of what I'm actually doing and what I'm thinking. Because I can write down the sets and reps and everything that I did in my notebook, which I do every time. But if I forget a set, then that's an issue. So yeah, so I'm just working on the production quality a little bit in these first few episodes. But once I get up and running, I feel like things are going to go smoothly because these are really easy to make, and I feel like I'm going to be able to add a lot more creative touch to them. So I guess that's everything. So we'll get to the lift. All right, so I know that I have only been doing barbell Smith like the entire time that I've posted so far, and I've been doing that for years and years. But specifically at this gym, I just do not like the flat benches when it comes to by the dumbbell section. So like dumbbell flat bench is just a little bit annoying here, but maybe that'll come up in the next upper body day. But just for now, we have the 1 plate warm up, a few partial reps, a few full extension. You know how it is. Slow it down a little bit, get a good feel for the weight, and we can move up a little bit to the top set. During the past few top sets, I've usually hovered somewhere above 225. Today I pushed for, I think this is 240. So I went to go find more 2.5s. But yeah, so when I'm fresh, I can probably get 245 or maybe 250 for 8. But during this lift, I think I did 2 sets here, and I did about 8 reps for both of them. Yeah, so top set 240. I think I get about 8 reps here on this first set. I probably could have dug for a little bit more on the last one, but other than that, I think it was a pretty decent set. Figured out the way to set the bench up the most comfortably here, but because like it seems like everybody else that lifts on the Smith machine, at least if they're doing like incline bench or just regular flat bench, I come in and it's backwards every single time, and I'm not sure if I'm the one that's backwards or if it's genuinely supposed to face the other way, but I like to have the angle go with the angle of the bench. Now we're down to, I believe this is 230. So second set, I was going to shoot for 10 reps here, but I think I only got 7 and then I failed out. But you know, luckily since we're on a Smith machine, I don't got to worry about having a spotter, and I just get to look like an idiot. Right after the bench set, I moved over to tricep JM press. I flipped the bench around. I'm not exactly sure why I like the angle to face that way for flat bench, but not the other way for incline. But I think it's just because it puts it a little bit more like over my face whenever I'm all the way extended with my arms. So here we got 190 loaded on the bar. I added a 2.5 from the last session. I think I get about 8 reps here maybe. So yeah, I had to fight for that set. It's additional weight and 8 reps, like the same reps, higher weight from last time. So obviously I was pushing a little bit. Here I got a little warm, so we popped the top. You know what it is. As far as you know, it's a Missouri hoodie, and it's not a Michigan State one. After the top is popped, we hit the second set. I think it's only a plate and 2 10s. So 175, a little bit lower than I did last time, but I got the good top set. And then for here, I mostly was just going for a good feel, good full complete reps all the way up, all the way down. And overall, I think the tricep pump benefited from having bench press right before it, because I was just a little bit more locked in on the bench. All right, next up is another one of my favorite back machines. It's not the same one that we did yesterday where it's just like a frontal pull down. This one is more of a row style, like the handle's lower. So I like to set the seat up or set the seat down pretty low for this one so I can get a good stretch, because this machine's actually long enough to give me a full range of motion. So this is the first set of 2. I did 3 plates and a 10 for, I think this is 10 reps per side, and they felt pretty smooth. They get a little choppy towards the end, but yeah, second set wasn't so good. I didn't get a video of it, but it was, I'd say 8 strong reps, and then I did ego for about 2 of them. So overall, pretty good progress on this machine. I think last time I only did 3 plates, and I felt like I could do more, but who knows, maybe next time I'll up the weight for the first set and then drop it down to this weight for the second set. Alright, next we move back down to the pump room for a classic set of just 90 degree seated dumbbell curls. For this set, I think I mostly focused on keeping my back planted to the chair, because whenever I'm doing decline curls, like I think my last, like my day 2 video, I did decline curls, and with the same weight, I'm getting roughly the same reps and cheating less, so I just figured if I locked in my form a little bit on this set, I'd probably get more strength out of it. And I prefer sitting up because it's just like a weird feeling sitting back down. Like obviously it's just because it's harder, but yeah, you know, you gotta ego curl every once in a while and throw some weight on. These are only 47s, but I think wrapped up I could probably do 52s or 55s. But I guess we will see in the next few lifts. Towards the end here, as I start getting fatigued for the full rotation, I start switching over to hammer curls for the final reps, just to get every last bit of strength out of the set. Alright, next up we just have your staple narrow grip pull down. I feel like this is the only handle that I actually feel good on the pull down machine down here, because the hook hangs down pretty low, so I can only get as high, like my range of motion is as full as I can get with this stack, so I'm not half repping it. I'm just cutting, like I have to cut it off at the top in order to not let the weight fall. But I think this is 195. I did either 12 or 14 reps here. I slowed it down, so I got more feeler reps on this one. But the next set I move up to 210, and I think I rip it for a decent amount of reps. So again, leaning forward on the way up and then backwards on the way down to get a good stretch in my lats. This set felt pretty good. I don't usually like the pull down machines when it comes to back. I usually like free bar or Smith machine, or just like the machine based ones, but cable stack pull down is just a staple. You gotta have it. Alright, next up we have the single arm Carter extensions. Usually I will do these backed up to the pad, but the past few times I've been trying just leaning down facing it, and on this specific cable, the door like right behind me is backed up to me, so I'm able to like kind of lean on it for support, and then I have my arm on the bar in front of me, so it's a pretty stable movement. My form looks a little buns right here on the left side because my arm keeps bowing out, but yeah, so the more that your arm does that, the more lats are going to be involved and the less tricep. And overall, that's not great. So the next few sessions, I'll probably focus on my left side form. And I think the only issue really is that with this specific cable setup, like the pulley has to be facing, like you can see how it's a flat rope. It's kind of, it has to be like facing the flat direction in order for it to cycle the pulley down. So if you do any twisting or turning, then the weight gets like extra heavy because there's like added friction. But overall, these are pretty good movement. I prefer them to double arm tricep push downs with most handles, but at this gym, I think that the handle selection is like, dude, they're all classic. Like they're all iron and the finish is rusted off of them. And I just mess with the angles. So I think after my second set of push downs, I moved to a quick little burnout set with 2 arms, and I did like 1.5 to almost 2 times the weight, so it's roughly the exact same movement. It's just a little bit more controlled. So yeah, that first set I think was 40 pounds plus a 5-pound extra. So I pushed the weight a little bit more on that first one. I got 10 reps instead of the usual 8 I'll get. So this one is just the 40 pounds. I think I get 8 reps. So technically both of the sets are a little bit stronger. Now this is the Longhorn bar that I mess with for tricep pushdowns. I think I also like it for, it's kind of like an easy bar setup for if you're doing bicep curls, but this is the first time I tried it for tricep pushdown, and I kind of like the angle it puts your arms at, and it's got good grip on it. Like, it's not an old slippery bar, like, or it doesn't roll off like the newer ones. So I kind of like this one. Alright, so after the tricep pushdowns, we move on to the forearm section of the workout. I think during the upper body and lower body days, it's pretty healthy to sprinkle in calves and forearms semi-regularly, almost every single day, because they're the kind of muscle group that responds to a little bit higher frequency and volume, as opposed to like your chest muscles or like biceps or arms or any bigger group of muscles. They're harder to recover on as opposed to like forearms and calves. So you have a little bit more leeway to work with higher volumes and weights and doing it almost every single day. So I like to throw in 2 to 3 sets of heavy forearm curls for the upper body day, and then I'll just do like a superset between standing and seated calf raises for leg day. Once again, on this machine, the cables are a little bit higher friction than I'd like because it's an older gym. So one of these days I'll bring a can of WD-40 in and spray them bitches down so they move easier. But for the time being, we'll have to stick with pretty light forearm curls relatively to what I'm used to. Alright, and the last workout of the day is going to be a shoulder press on the same Smith machine that I was doing everything else on. It was the first time I really tried it at this gym, so there's a lot of setup period here. I ended up grabbing a regular bench at first, and I set it on the highest thing, and the entire time I was trying to re-rack, the hook on the bar is ending up over the Smith machine, and so obviously the rail ends, so it's not like it's going to fly off, but I can't lock it up there, so I had to move and grab one of the 90-degree seated benches that I use for like curls. But the only problem is that the back of it is very short, and so it's kind of like digging into my upper back on this first set. And I ended up tying my hoodie around it so I could make it more comfortable and padded. But these strong compound lifts when it comes to shoulders usually end up giving me a lot of results. Like, obviously I do those lateral raises, but those are only doing so much. You're going to need to have a strong compound lift as well. So for the next set, I have the hoodie on, so it's not so uncomfortable this time, but obviously it's not a lot of weight loaded up on there. I'll work at that, but I think for the time being, this is a pretty comfortable place I pushed myself to. I did a plate for 10 the first set, I think, and then I think this is just a plate for 8. So it's low volume, but it's at the end of the workout. Obviously my triceps are pretty fried. Can barely hold onto the bar anymore because of those curls, and overall I think I was just pretty pumped out. So yeah, usually with that much volume, you're able to get away with 2 to 3 days in a row lifting with your upper body, or you can do upper, upper, lower, upper, lower, upper. Any type of split works comfortably, but I personally like the amount of volume I do because it makes it so that I'm able to lift more times per week, worry about resting less. But the days that I do rest, I notice like significant strength gains whenever I give myself time to rest. So while like most people on upper lower, they do upper lower every other day, so it's like upper rest, lower rest, and that works, but I don't really prefer that much rest during my week. Like, I obviously it would probably benefit me, but the amount that I enjoy being in the gym, I would not want to have to deal with that. There was some evidence of why I like the magnetic over the suction cup tripod. It sucks ass. All right, that is day 3. I'll probably try to get a good lower day video uploaded this next time because obviously I missed the day in between, and so it's just gonna be 3 upper days in a row, which that's pretty gym bro, to be honest. So, but yeah, I'll figure that out. I'm probably gonna go on a run, like a longer run today. If I get any highlights, I'll put them in the video, and they'll show up after this. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Channel's growing very slowly, but I mean, I feel like it'll be a fun activity to get some time wasted in college and keep my mind focused on the gym, because this holds you accountable. You have to take videos, you have to see what you look like, you have to watch your form. Like, there's no cheating it. And now that I have a video proving evidence of me maybe having bad form, I might start working to be better. So thank you so much for watching. Check out the TikTok if you haven't already, and appreciate you. All right, I just got back from the 2.74 mile run. It was a steady tempo. It was pretty slow, but overall it felt pretty good. So yeah.